see that tight huddle, arms around each other. UConn huddling up for a real battle here tonight.
Well, Gino Auriemma knows this rivalry well, and so does Kelly Harper as a player and now as a coach. She brought up that very thing Holly mentioned, Rebecca, having the fans back in full force for this matchup, UConn and Tennessee. Lopez Seneschal kicks. Mule lines it up, and Nika Mule knocks down the three, and you can see her elation.
Tennessee starting in a man-to-man, huge for Connecticut if they can get Mule to hit from outside.
Jordan Walker, such a steady force defensively, running the point. Here's Puckett. Out to Striplin, nice backdoor pass, up and in. Rickea Jackson with Tennessee's first bucket.
And that's a matchup to keep an eye on. Aaliyah Edwards guarding Rickea Jackson. Edwards has the advantage inside, Jackson out.
Juhas the toss out. The three won't go for Lopez Seneschal, who has shot it just remarkably well from three. 49% this season for the Fairfield transfer as Griffin snares the rebound. Look at a push for UConn. Juhas turns the corner, floats it up, short. Aaliyah Edwards looking to clean it up, and does.
It's just interesting on this end. Sarah Puckett has the defensive assignment of guarding Aaliyah Edwards. Let Rickea Jackson take a breath on that end of the floor.
A reminder that Jordan Horston will come off the bench. Jackson started against Missouri in the game Horston missed due to illness. A fantastic late comeback from Tennessee. Walker stops, a lot of contact, no call, shot clock fading, and it's controlled by Juhas. Here is Edwards. Edwards slashing, just lost it. It's going to stay here with Connecticut.
But that's where she's a handful, is when she catches the basketball around the free throw line area, because this year she can score from there.
Tennessee in the bottom 15% as far as the percentage of their points that come from three. Juhas no. Edwards again on the offensive glass with the putback. UConn was concerned about Tennessee on the offensive glass, but early on it's been Aaliyah Edwards doing that work. Darby lets it fly and knocks down the triple.
So important to hit those outside shots and give your players spacing and room to maneuver, in particular Rickea Jackson, so she can get some drives.
Darby 41% from three on the season. Jumper is good, the silky stroke of Lou Lopez Seneschal.
She can just get her own shot. She can get her own shot, whether it's from three or off the one dribble.
Seneschal comes up with a steal. Here is Mule, leads the country in assists, and that's why. What a dime. She drops in the lap of Aaliyah Edwards.
Beautiful pass and a great job running the floor by Aaliyah Edwards.
Edwards 3 of 3 from the floor to start this game. Mule averaging just under 9 assists per game. Walker trapped by Mule, comes up with a steal. Mule the get ahead. Griffin races in and finishes.
I think Kelly Harper might want to call a timeout. Connecticut's got the momentum here. They're causing problems on the defensive end of the floor.
Kelly Harper getting ready to send in 3 subs, including Jordan Horston. Face-up jumper, smooth from Caroline Striplin, the sophomore forward. 54% from the floor on the season, and again, another delivery. Mule creating a layup. Lopez Seneschal on the receiving end.
And now the matchup to watch, Jordan Horston and Aubrey Griffin. Two great athletes with good size on the perimeter.
Depending on what mock draft you look at, both Horston and Rickea Jackson projected as top 10 picks in the WNBA. Another layup for UConn. This time Edwards, the setup to Griffin. Horston on the drive, the floater too strong, rebound poked out. Hollingshed dips inside and finishes We're seeing Jillian Hollingshead.
Not only are the crutches adorable, but she has named those puppies. It's Nathan and John. So AZ is really making herself at home with those two little, what do we call them, crush puppies?
Yeah, or they mini huskies. Of course, only Holly would know the name of the puppies on the crutches as Mule hits the jump.
And Connecticut continues to get great looks. That time, Mule just coming off an on-ball screen, left wide open.
Hollingshead gets the roll. Didn't have much of an angle, but still able to finish.
UConn played really good defense and great shot by Hollingshead to keep her balance and shoot over her.
The three is good. Lopez Seneschal takes a tumble after the delivery. UConn has hit 8 of its last 9 shots. Lopez Seneschal has just been terrific for Connecticut. Coming over from Fairfield. Hollingshead again gets inside using the window.
And a really nice pick and roll and delivery by Jordan Horston. Horston is very good at finding open teammates. Great vision and ability to deliver the basketball.
Another jumper is down for Lou Lopez Seneschal.
She can get to the spots on the floor she wants to get to, and that's half the battle when you're a jump shooter.
9 points on 4 of 5 shooting. She's averaging 17 a game. Connecticut getting really high percentage shots in this first quarter. Knocked away by Edwards. Connecticut comes up with a steal. Here is Mule. Eyes up. Dishes back. Uhas. Connects on a 3. Big time start for Connecticut. And a timeout taken by the Lady Vols.
Then her stepfather started emailing out resumes and videos. She ended up at Fairfield for 4 years. As a grad transfer, they saw her play overseas and thought maybe she'd be a good fit at UConn. And here she is. She said 5 years later, I would have never guessed in my whole life that I'd be playing at UConn, one of the best programs in the country. But here she is, knocking down shots, playing with a lot of confidence.
Uhas. Horston stops, takes, and gets fouled.
And my mistake for mentioning fouls. We got 2 of them now.
With Jordan Horston, little hoop scoop, hugs stadium workers before each home game. I feel like that's something L. Duncan would do.
Yeah, I agree.
Hug all employees walking into the building as Edwards again gets a layup set up by Mule. Nika Mule has 7 assists. Jump shot rattles in for Horston. The first field goal of the game. Ten-second difference, game and shot clock. Edwards faces up and banks it in. Was it called? We'll never know.
I can answer that.
10 points for Aaliyah Edwards. She's 5 of 6 from the floor in this opening quarter. It is a 16-point Connecticut lead. Shot clock turned off. Mule very aggressive defensively. Ball scatters free. Hook shot won't go. Edwards secures. And that is about as well as Connecticut could have hoped for the first quarter to go, a 33-17 lead.
And she also said, you know, everybody's always going to bring up Pat Summitt. She said, it doesn't bother me at all because I loved her and she's part of this place and I will always respect that.
Yeah, that was interesting, Holly, because I know, Rebecca, you picked up on something that Gino Auriemma brought up.
He's talking about the unfair pressure on this current Tennessee coach.
She's just so confident right now. As Griffin misses the jumper there, he said, there's no looking over her shoulder. If she makes a mistake, she's not wondering, oh, am I going to come out? And she's the kind of player that thrives on confidence, forces another turnover here.
It was a similar situation for me my sophomore year.
So you started taking 20-foot fallaways? Yeah. Here's Walker off the steal all the way in for 2.
This is what it's going to take for Tennessee to cut into this lead, is to continue to up the pressure defensively, get some stops, try to get some easy looks the other way.
Getting the crowd into it. 3 turnovers already in the quarter from UConn. Uhas, Here comes Tennessee again pushing. What a pass Horston to Jackson for 2.
Stop, transition, score. That's the formula for success.
Lopez Seneschal, oh yeah. In non-conference games against good competition, I said, ooh, she's pretty good. Then I watched her when she came here and I said, oh, she's a pro. He said, you're not going to see her on many draft boards, but make no mistake. Mule at 7 assists in the opening quarter. Mule dishes, Edwards lines it up. Doesn't get the roll. Horston the rebound. Tennessee trying to push pace. Here is Jackson. Spinning, taking. A little too strong. Got it back. Tennessee, another chance. And still plenty of time to operate. Puckett will settle things down with Walker. Jordan Walker looking back to Kelly Harper for instruction. Shot clock down to 5. High screen from Jackson. It frees Horston. Off the mark on the jump shot.
Last possession by Connecticut, I thought both.
Griffin sears to the hoop. Kelly Harper was joking with us before the game. She said, you know, they may be the one team in the country that it doesn't matter what their depth is because they can just play 5 players all game. As Jackson again able to massage her way to the line. Talked about the way he was raving about her as a pro. And just when we thought he was done raving about her, he stopped and he said, yeah, I really love her.
And he said, you know, she can't, after, you know, having to take every big shot a season ago, her first 4 years at Fairfield, he said she came here was probably thinking, I'm going to get some help. And instead,
she's taking every big shot. Ooh. Foul on UAS. Now Connecticut goes to their bench. Ayanna Patterson, who Gino Auriemma thought could factor into this particular matchup, comes in.
As a result, they're getting to the free throw line, and it's funny. This is actually an early sub for Connecticut. Their last couple games, they didn't have their first sub until about 2 minutes to go in the second quarter.
Holly?
Well, Gino Auriemma told us before the game that he did not want his team putting Tennessee on the free throw line. He said if you look at their scoring, 75 points a game. They're getting about 15 points a game from the line, 30 points a game from second chance points, or excuse me, 25. If we can limit that, we're right in this ballgame. I don't think they can take enough perimeter shots to beat us if we don't put them on the line, but they're doing that here in the second quarter. They've got to quit fouling.
Griffin once again finds an angle. Yeah, about those second chance points. Tennessee top 5 in the nation in that category. That 3 is short. Rebound banged around. There's a second chance opportunity. Jackson cleans it up for Tennessee.
She's Connecticut's best rebounder, has more size than Patterson.
And if you're Tennessee, think about, hey, getting into halftime with it at single digits. That is going to be a foul against Jackson.
Really good to see the UT men's team here supporting the ladies. Texas comes to town. It'll be fun for Rick Barnes, the head coach, who of course used to coach Texas, but really fun to have college game day men here. And I love that the Vols men are here supporting their women.
And it's just been an incredible period of time for Tennessee sports. Kelly Harper was talking to us about the vibe right now here in Knoxville after the season that their football team had, the way both the men and women are playing of late. Horston knocks down the 3 and is fired up afterwards. The deficit cuts a single digit. Here's Edwards. Using the jab step, going to back away. Edwards trying to find a lane, gets denied by Horston. Puckett methodically takes it up the floor. Hollingshed flips it up and off, but draws the foul. Looking forward to them at the half. Amari DeBerry in for Connecticut. A little more than 2 minutes to go. Griffin drops it, gets it back. Mule will fire. No. Rebound Horston. Real opportunity here for the Lady Vols. Horston flips it up short. Got it back. Horston waits and finishes. Connecticut team that in the first quarter put up 33 points. While Also, we heard Holly talk to us about the importance of keeping Tennessee off the offensive glass for Gino Auriemma. Well, they are up to 9 offensive rebounds in this first half. Griffin coughs it up. Tennessee basketball, 50 seconds to go in the first half. Walker gets fouled for Tennessee, and they have really taken advantage of 7 Connecticut turnovers. Lady Vols not ranked this week, very close to getting back into the top 25. I figured as much. Here's Mule. Here's the heave. And that'll do it for the first half. First quarter dominated by UConn. Second quarter, all Tennessee. Since quarters were established, Connecticut just had the largest regression in scoring from one quarter to the next in women's college basketball, as Edwards can't finish it. Scored 33 in the first and just 7 in the second. Jackson, no. Jordan Horston starting the second half. She came off the bench in the first half. In transition, that's going to be a charge. Nika Mule. Walker so tough, always willing to sacrifice her body. Horston gets it back and flips it in. Jordan Horston asserting herself on the offensive glass. 13 points now to go with 6 rebounds.
Tennessee +7 on the offensive glass, +10 in second chance points. That's what Tennessee has always done. It's not the first shot, but the second that hurts you.
Juhas gets fouled, and Dorka Juhas. A tough one to look at, a tough one for her teammates to experience. That epic double overtime game against NC State after Juhas's injury. Here's Edwards, she gets fouled. From Aaliyah Edwards, last season to this season, what for you, Rebecca, has been the biggest areas of growth?
Number one is her consistency every single day. Assists per game, and we talked about it early. Her expanding.
So she got in the gym. Her and Jamel Elliott, they got into the gym. They would get on the shooting gun and work with the free throw line out to the three-point line. Anything past 17 feet. She wants to make sure that opponents are guarding her everywhere on the floor, and she put in the work this summer and this preseason to make sure that happened.
That was another sensational rejection from Horston. Thank you, Hal.
How about the way Connecticut's playing defense, though, in terms of they were in a zone the last possession, and when players have driven, Connecticut's put their hands back and kind of stepped away.
So here is Jillian Hollingshed, who hits the first. I'm not sure anything excites you more than examining whether or not a play developed in the lower defensive box. A 43-39 Connecticut lead, 11 offensive rebounds now for Tennessee. Here's Jackson. Jackson into the paint, floats it in. It is a 2-point game. Connecticut led by 16 in the first half.
Look what Connecticut's starting their offense because of Tennessee's pressure defense.
Mule can't slide it in. And out of bounds was Puckett. So another chance here for Connecticut.
That time, Rakita Jackson still able to get where she wanted to go.
11 for Jackson. Here is Edwards all the way in. Finishes that one. 15 for Aaliyah Edwards. Nice hands. Juhas comes up with a steal. Mule down the floor. Seneschal knocks in the three. A big one for Lou Lopez Seneschal. That is going to be out of bounds as Tennessee turns it over. No whistles at incredible pace. It is certainly tightened up. Edwards floats it in. No call on the contact with Horston. 17 for Aaliyah Edwards. Rattling in a three, Sarah Puckett ends a 7-0 Connecticut run.
Tennessee has only made 3 threes in this game, but it feels like they've all come at just the right time. Look at this defense.
On the cut, Lopez Seneschal finishes. Nice delivery from Uhas, who is currently on the bench. Franklin. Lou Lopez Seneschal with 16 points. Edwards has 17. That three rims in. Lopez Seneschal. Here's Horston curling it up and off. Late whistle. Down 11 in this third quarter, Holly.
It's no surprise that she's talking defense, referring to Lou Seneschal, Lopez Seneschal, and said she gets nothing.
You see the big names produced in big ways thus far tonight for both teams. Well, Lopez Seneschal, she got another look. 10 in the quarter. She's 9 for 12 in the game and has 21 points. Horston, no. Flag down in the corner, and another chance here for Tennessee.
Tough to rebound out of the zone, but in fairness, it's been tough to keep Tennessee off the offensive glass since the first quarter.
Mule on the run with it. Nika Mule eyes up, finds Griffin. Her three is good. Connecticut's lead has ballooned to 15. Darby trying to answer and does in the corner. A much-needed three twice this quarter. But Connecticut able to weather that storm. Mule has 12 assists in the game. Here's Edwards spinning and finishing. 19 for Aaliyah Edwards.
She can drive either way, but she loves to go back over that right shoulder around the rim.
Nice move, Jordan. Here's Griffin. Slashing, forcing, didn't have the angle. Great D on that possession for Tennessee.
Franklin's got a mouse in the house, and they didn't see her. She had Nika Mule guarding her. Still does.
One of the truly great basketball phrases.
Just, yes.
Darby can't hit the three. Another offensive rebound. Another putback. But it will not count. Another offensive foul. If it's anything, it's offensive. Coming up with a steal, Rakia Jackson rips it away. Tennessee wins the possession back. Jackson on the hezzy. Uhas got a hand up.
You're just waiting for that next Tennessee run to really get the crowd engaged again.
Horston, there was the deep seal, but no finish from Franklin, and now...
This is how the game has been played today. Just intensity, grit, both teams.
Held ball, Tennessee could not finish on the interior. Wow, Griffin able to spin out of trouble. Griffin, and down on the other end, we have, I believe, maybe an intentional foul.
Just so you know, if you grab my leg, I'm going to kick you.
I'll be sure to avoid that. Mule is going to inbound for Connecticut. And that is number 4 on Rakia Jackson. That's the most consequential aspect of that play. So Jackson now on the bench for Tennessee as Edwards draws the foul.
Her shot's up. She's gotten to the free throw line. Only 1 of 4 from there, but she's gotten there.
Lopez Seneschal, 21 points to lead the way for Connecticut. Lead is back to 14 for the Huskies. Horston's floater is good. Jordan Horston. Here's Lopez Seneschal. Gives it up. Fading, taking, a little bit of a force there, and a whistle underneath. It's going to stay right here as Puckett. Dorka Uhas sinks the first. Casey Fudd as well as Caroline Ducharme, 2 huge pieces
Two shooters who can give you spacing that you desperately need.
You see how well this group has played without them, and then without Paige Beckers, and you just wonder what would have been if everyone was healthy. As Horston doing her best to keep Tennessee in it. 21 for Jordan Horston. 11-point game, slight difference game in shot clock. Mule, and Edwards was clearly grabbed by Hollingshed, and that is going to be her third. Edwards sinks the first, 6 of 7 from the line for Aaliyah Edwards. And another 7 of 8 for Edwards. A nice luxury when your big can shoot her free throws as well as Edwards has tonight. 23 now. 5 seconds left in the quarter. Turned over. UConn was able to snare it away from Walker, and that'll do it for the third. Connecticut regains control of this game. Tennessee had a terrific second. Will they have a big fourth? Horston comes up with a steal and lays it in.
And when Tennessee has made their runs, it has started on the defensive end of the floor. Horston leading the charge.
Oh, nice look. UConn to Griffin for 2.
And that's what you got to do when a team is overplaying as much as Tennessee is right now in terms of their defensive pressure.
Griffin 6 for 8 from the floor, 13 points. Jackson back in, playing with 4 fouls. Hollingshed curls it in, facing up. Over to Mule. And Griffin just threw it away. Edwards couldn't establish position. Remember, it was turnovers in the second that really were the issue for UConn. They turned it over 7 times in that second quarter after no turnovers in the first. Wow, Mule just picked the pocket, timed that perfectly, and lays it in. Let's check in with Holly Rowe.
That is unbelievable right there from Nika Mule. She has played every second of this ball game. Think of the condition this woman is in to play every moment.
So Griffin stays in the game with those 4 fouls. It ends up in the lap of Puckett, who lays it in. 72-61, Connecticut in front. Oh, great position.
Maybe a perfect time to put Horston in because Griffin's the best defender for her.
Here's Walker. Walker into the paint, can't flip it in. Griffin on the run. Poke from behind, and it's going to stay with Connecticut as Patterson will check in for Connecticut. And Horston.
That's going to be a tough guard for her.
Holly Rowe was talking about Nika Mule and her incredible endurance. Aubrey Griffin as well. This is her first break of the game. Another 3! Lopez Seneschal putting on a show at Rocky Top. Horston gets inside. Women's college basketball between number 7 Notre Dame and number 20 NC State Sunday at 3 Eastern on ESPN and the ESPN app.
Man-to-man, Aaliyah Edwards, the one tasked with guarding Jordan Horston, the 6'3" power forward.
Horston turns, flips, doesn't get the roll. Another offensive rebound, which actually isn't as great a disparity as it could be given the rebounds. The shot, it is pure. Lopez Seneschal again. Horston, offside rim, no. Tilts out of bounds.
Connecticut wisely using clock.
UConn, you bet. Hollingshed, bodies in, couldn't quite finish it, and it's corralled underneath by Lopez Seneschal. Coming on 2 minutes and 5 seconds to go in this fourth quarter. Edwards jumper hits good. Aaliyah Edwards now with 25. Lopez Seneschal with 26. Despite all their injuries, they are a very dangerous team. Horston. Shot clock down to 3. Lopez Seneschal gets it off. And 8 seconds left. It is all cosmetic at this point. A terrific atmosphere here at Rocky Top. A gritty, physical game. Connecticut prevails at Tennessee. 84-67, the final, as Connecticut wins its 12th straight game.